So the Samsung Galaxy S11 and S11 Plus are going to have the best camera of 2020. At least we're pretty sure it will. Actually, none of this is really a surprise. Samsung's been kind of innovating on the camera front for many years, and we expect it to be one of the best cameras. As a matter of fact, it recently won the tournament of cameras in MKBHD's little blind test thing. That's great. Wonderful. Congratulations, Samsung. But a lot of the stories in the last part of 2019 were all about how the iPhone's camera has been working. So I think Samsung knows how important it is to have the cutting edge, the absolute cutting edge of cameras. And they're going to try to do it. I'm going to tell you all about it right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. So yes, it's about that time again, end of 2019 into 2020, a new decade. And with a new decade comes new cameras on smartphones. One of the most important things that a smartphone can do, because pretty much they do everything else now. There's not a lot that they can't do. They can pretty much replace your laptop, your tablet, your computer. They're powerful, they're strong, they're amazing. And it seems like the only thing that we really pay attention to anymore is what the camera can do, because, they really do everything. So the race to the best camera always seems to be down to what the iPhone can do versus what the Samsung Galaxy line of phones can do. Everyone else is kind of trying to get the scraps. I mean, Google Pixel was doing pretty well, and then they kind of got forgotten in 2019. So we're back in the game. We're back in the game. Samsung is really trying to take it all. And this 108 megapixel camera has got a ton of technology built into it. So let's break down a little bit of the technology that they've actually announced and kind of shown off and what it can do. And then we'll talk about why it is or is not important. Samsung published more information about the 108 megapixel ISOCELL bright HMX sensor in a recent post. Now, here's the thing. The S11 is supposed to use a slightly better version of this, but for the most part, you can get pretty much everything you need to know out of this video. The Samsung ISOCELL Bright HMX is going to be the first mobile processor in the industry to pass 100 million pixels. That's a whole lot of pixels, baby. It also can intelligently activate lower ISO in daylight and higher ISO in low light for better dynamic range. That's pretty nuts. The sensor also incorporates the ISOCELL plus pixel isolation technology. It just places a barrier around each pixel to prevent it from being contaminated by the colors that are next to it, the pixels next to it. They call that pixel crosstalk, and essentially what it is it keeps the colors from the adjacent pixels from kind of messing up the main colors. Samsung also says its tetracell technology, which merges clusters of pixels into one single pixel, will improve low light performance. It's probably worth pointing out that the same technology is already used in a lot of the other companies' sensors, and the results don't seem to match the hype. So we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen coming forward. Now, while Samsung hasn't actually officially confirmed that this is going to be in the S11, it's pretty much certain, and here's a couple of reasons why we pretty much know that's going to be the case. Number one, this sensor already exists in a phone, the Xiaomi Mi Note 10. Yeah, I mean, it's, Xiaomi, it's not a Samsung phone that has this already. It's a Xiaomi phone. So if you think for a minute that Samsung's going to give Xiaomi some type of technology that they're not going to use for themselves, you've been knocking your head against the wall a couple too many times with some of these YouTube videos, baby. These YouTube streets are crazy. So we know we're going to get a sensor like this. Now, whether or not it's exclusive to the S11, a special high-end version that Ice Universe has talked about, or if it's just going to be this exact same thing, we do know that all this technology is coming to the S11. And also, in case you're hoping that the back of the phone doesn't look like these pictures we've seen, like the one in the thumbnail, well, it's probably going to. And I'm not just saying that because a bunch of leakers have said it. Samsung just released the Samsung A51. And look at the back. Look at the back of that phone. It's, that's what it looks like. So you got to hand it to Samsung for, of course, putting a bunch of money and putting a bunch of technology into the new camera. But we knew they had to do this. But there's something you should consider. Even though the Xiaomi phone actually already has this sensor, even if they take all the technology and there's no higher version, that sensor and that phone are using a completely different processor to do all the imaging of the pictures. So the pictures you're seeing from the Xiaomi phone probably won't look as good as the ones that will be on the S11 and the S11 Plus. Because the S11 and S11 Plus are both going to use a Snapdragon processor, which just does a tremendous job of processing images. And we all know Samsung's penchant for making these super saturated pictures that look really good. So at the end of the day, while we've seen pictures of the phone and we've seen what the camera can do we haven't seen what it's actually going to do. We see the abilities of what the phone could do, but without the processing that Samsung puts behind it, we really don't have an idea. Will this be the best camera phone of 2020? It's very possible this time. I don't know if Apple's going to put that much more behind their cameras. Of course, they did such a great job in 2019, might make sense. But what do you think? Will the Samsung Galaxy S11 and S11 Plus have the best camera of 2020? Let me know in the comments below and we'll talk about it. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're here every single week, having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love, peace and love.